Good morning, doll fam. Just going to check in with what I've been working on here today and well, today and yesterday, I guess, because yesterday I just did that box opening. So I've got my lovely Pasha girl here. Still haven't settled on a name for her. Need to iron that hair back in place. It wants to slip down. I have narrowed it down to 2, and I'm kind of holding off on settling on one until I paint her face, because yeah, then I'll be able to tell who she is for sure. So but I am waffling between Magdalena is the current runner of the names I had been considering, and there's a new one actually in the running. Somebody on Instagram suggested Drana, or just short, just Dre for short, and I don't know, they spelled it, so I don't remember how, but I didn't like how they spelled it, but I liked the sound of it, and I don't know about Drana, but just Dre is now the tied for front runner with Magdalena. That's D-R-E-I. So Dre or Magdalena, undecided. Gonna wait till I paint her. So I'm decided she needs some shoes. There's very few shoes out there available for this sculpt. There's a, I don't know if I talked about this yesterday or not at all, but there's a, her knees are so solid they're kind of tough to bend. You gotta really kind of work at it. Okay. Shoes, yes. So you can buy the plain, unfinished shoes that Pasha made through Shapeways for $50 plus shipping. And that's cool. I'd be happy to paint them myself. I mean, that they're unfinished is cool because, you know, I get happy to finish them off however. But $50 unfinished is not cool. And so the ones Pasha actually finishes herself are like 85-ish, I think. So I definitely can't do that. And then so far I've only found one other artist that makes shoes for her, and her shoes are crazy expensive. They're gorgeous, incredible. I should have looked up her name, like Urisana or something like that. U-R-S-I something. Anyways, they're gorgeous. They're incredible shoes, but they're like $150 for a pair of shoes, and I just can't do that. Yes, so I started trying to make my own, and it's I'm having mixed results. I started with just a sole, the insole, which came out pretty great, I think. Yeah, it's a, oh wait, that's the wrong foot. There we go. Yes, that's better. So that looks pretty perfect in my book. And then off of the insole, used Sculpey to do an outer sole, and it won't be flesh toned in the end. I'm going to paint it. This just happened to be the color of Sculpey I had out, and that's the wrong one. So okay, I got an insole and an outsole, so I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Got it covered in this pink leather, which I just thought would be really pretty, and have some good grip too, so she's not gonna like slip in them if I'm because I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the outer. So I was like, if I make it a sandal, I want to make sure it's something that she's not gonna, like, her foot's not gonna try to slide out of. So got this pink leather. But the problem, well, there's several problems. First of all, I clipped it too far back, and now you can like see from the edges. So you can't really see that on camera, but yeah, where all the little dents are, you can see that on the edge. So I have to like pull it off and redo it, or make a whole new insole, I guess. But it wasn't exactly quick to make that. And the other problem is, I don't know if Sculpey, I don't know if it's the difference in the fabric added a bunch of extra width. I don't know if this will refocus. I don't know if the fabric added a bunch of extra width, or the Sculpey, like, actually it's not Sculpey, it's a Fimo, shrinks a little in when it bakes, but the sole sticks out all the way around now. The insole can be seen sticking out around the outer sole all the way around, sticks out on the top and the toe, and it definitely it didn't do that when I made it, because when I put it on there and I cut it, I actually ran a blade right along the side and to come up with exactly the same size. And so I don't know, I don't really use polymer clay like ever. I've only used it a couple of times ever. So does it shrink? I thought it wasn't supposed to, but maybe it does a little, so I don't want to have to redo them, but I think I'm going to have to. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. It's just, it doesn't line up right, and it just looks not quite right. And I want it to look right. So then I was playing with, well, forget the inner sole, and I'll just use the outer sole and build off of that. So I started playing with using, well, and I still didn't know what I was going to do for the outer part of the shoe. So I started playing with, I tried like different ribbons and thought about making some sandals and stuff, and I don't know, nothing was working out for me. At least nothing I have on hand. And if I don't have a plan, I certainly don't want to rush out and look for something to buy. So I started with some Sculpey, building up a heel, and it's not baked yet, so it's lumpy because it keeps getting bumped. I'm going to, after I bake it, I'm going to sand it. You can sand Fimo, right? Like I said, I haven't really used it, but oops, and then I cracked it while I'm sitting here poking at it. Well, anyways, I think I'm going to take it off, but so yeah, currently got a Fimo for the back of the heel, but it's, I don't know, it's thicker than I would like, for sure. And then if I do this on the heel, I'll do a similar thing on the toe. But what I am happy with is the stiletto. I might change the bottom of this heel to like kind of taper down around it a little bit. I'm not sure yet, but I was just running all over the house trying to find something that would work for a heel, because I didn't want to just sculpt a heel, because I just didn't think I could do a terribly good job of that. And I found this box of ribbets. I'm not sure how this is what it looks like. I'm not sure how that's a rivet. It doesn't look like any rivet I've seen before, but that's a rivet, and I shoved it in there, and it is exactly the height of, yeah, it's just exactly the right height. Was pretty crazy. I was not expecting that. So, yep, I just shoved that into the block of clay on the end and got that. So, that's where I'm at now. And with the Sculpey on here, the insole doesn't really fit because, like I said, it sticks out. So, I don't know. It was going well, and then I don't know what happened, but it kind of just stopped going well. So, I think I'm going to tear this off, put some Sculpey here just to anchor the pin in, the heel in, and bake that off. And then I think I'm gonna go back with this is like cardstock. It's 3 layers of cardstock sandwiched with wood glue to make it extra firm. Because wood glue dries nice and hard. So I think I'm going to go back and do this same kind of a thing with cardstock to come around on the heel and the toe and see what I can come up with there. And I am eager to play with that, but I am too busy with other projects, so put that aside for now. I'll come back to it probably in a few days. Other projects, I finished that one face up that I was saying I was almost done and not excited about. So I finished that and started on the wig that goes with that second face up. Oops, my battery is dying. I thought this was plugged in. Why is it not reading my plug? There we go. Processed my fiber yesterday. It's soaking in this tub here now. Got it dyed tonight. I had that was processed. I had a brown, it's supposed to be dark, like a darker chocolatey brown. And the only brown I had was, I don't know, chestnut I think it's called. So it was a little lighter than I think it needed to be. And I did order some darker dye, but it's not here yet. I thought, well, let me try this one I've got. Maybe it's just fine. And if it's not, then I can always just redip it when the new darker dye comes in. So I got that all dyed today, and it's actually it's pretty good darkness. But the problem was it was very kind of reddish. The chestnut apparently is a very red undertoned brown, or orange undertoned brown. It looked like a auburn, like a dark auburn hair color. So that wasn't gonna work. So I figured if I give it a quick dip in green, that'll counter the red undertones, or blue-green to cancel the red-orange. So yes, I did that, and that I think that worked. I had to do a lot of experimenting to get the right amount of color and the right shade, because I started with an olive, and when I took it out of the olive, I don't know how they're calling that color olive, because it comes out of the dye bath like bright orange. Yeah, so I don't know what's up with that. So okay, ditch the olive, and then I tried a color called spruce. That's actually, it's pretty similar to my hair. It's kind of a blue-green. And I think that was the right color, but I was just, you know, throwing things in a pot and ended up with, I thought, okay, well, it's gonna be too blue, not green enough. I don't want it to end up purpley, so then I added some chartreuse to make it more green, because these are the colors I had on hand, and I have no patience to wait for things to show up. It's, yeah. So anyways, I dyed, it was mostly spruce, and then so it didn't quite turn out how I wanted, so then I dumped half the dye out, added more water, added more dye, that's not quite right, dump half of it out, add more color, add more, it was just this whole adventure. But I think I've got it where I want it to be now. At least I got a sample piece that I was happy with, and then of course I dive right in and dyed it all. So that is soaking back here now in some conditioners, and as soon as I get off, I'm going to pull that out and lay it out to dry, and we will see tomorrow how that turned out. Yeah, so I think my video is about to cut off here. I think 15 minutes is kind of the limit with the space I've got on my camera. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep talking just until it does cut off. So but if it does get cut off, you're not missing anything important. Another thing I've been working on, it's my Valentine's corset. It is nearly done. I just need to do the rivets, not the rivets, the eyelets. And this was a bow, but it came untied, so I need to redo that. And then I'm not real happy with, for some reason the fabric's kind of like bubbling up right here, so I think I need to go back in and kind of tack some, do some little fixes. But overall, I think it turned out well. I really like how the tapered business happened there. That's kind of more what it looks like on. Yeah, so pretty happy with that. Oh, and I do need to do another line of lace on the top on the inside. I thought I could get away without doing lace on the inside, but it gaps away from the chest just enough that you can kind of see down that it seems kind of gappy. So put a line of lace on the inside there, and that kind of fills that gap up. So, but that is almost ready, and that will be going up on Etsy probably in the next few days. So, wow, I guess I have more room on my camera than I thought. So that's cool. But I think, alright, okay, one more thing if it doesn't cut off. This is what I'm going to do the next corset in. I'm getting ready to list custom corsets up on Etsy, and so I'm need to do some more examples of like different styles that I can do. So I'm going to do this one in a real simple, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of a, it's a pretty like moss green and peach. So I'm going to do a fairly simple one that's largely unembellished, and just going to use this fabric, and I'll do probably a line of this green, which is more of an olive green. It's kind of reading kind of intense on the camera there, but do some of that, and then I've got some little flowers that I may or may not tack on there somewhere, but I'm not going to do any lacing or anything fancy on that. It's going to be kind of the base level situation. So I'm going to do that soon. Yes, because I've got the custom listing I'm going to put up. I've been working on like drawing out these different like examples of different styles, like different necklines, different bottom lines. We get different lacing styles, and then the X's or not. So I can create a price structure for, you know, depending on like what level of fanciness you want. So the one I'm getting ready to make is going to be like this style. Actually, I'll probably do straight on top, curvy on the bottom, and then no embellishment. Maybe do the X's. I don't know. But so I need some examples of some of these different styles. I do